Are you tired of generic relationship advice that doesn't resonate with your cultural background? Look no further. On Wholesome Counseling Podcast, we ensure that your unique experiences are valued and heard. Hi, I'm Marvel Adeyemi, your host. Join me with our expert guests and in-depth discussions as we share expertise as qualified therapists to help you explore solutions and strategies for relationship and family issues from a culturally informed and holistic perspective, so you can build meaningful connections in your personal and professional life. I can't wait to embark on this journey with you. Hello and welcome to Wholesome Counseling Podcast. Today we'll be discussing the dark side of overachieving and high performance, how it impacts your mental health, and the importance of taking time to recharge and reflect. I will begin with a short story about a lady named Jane. Jane, who had always been described as a high-functioning and overachieving person, she was always on top of her game, excelling in everything she did, and always pushing herself to be the best she could be. From a young age, Jane had been praised for her intelligence and quick thinking. She was always top of her class and excelled in extracurricular activities such as sports and music. As she grew older, her drive and determination only grew stronger as she became a successful businesswoman, climbing the ranks of her company at lightning speed. Jane had a reputation for being extremely efficient and productive. She could juggle multiple projects at once and never missed a deadline. Her colleagues admired her work ethic, and her boss often praised her for being a star player in the company. But beneath the surface, Jane was struggling. She had always felt like she had to be perfect, and any mistake or failure was a reflection of her worth as a person. She had trouble sleeping at night, constantly worrying about the next project or deadline. Jane's high-functioning personality had allowed her to achieve great success, but it had also come at a cost. She had neglected her personal relationships, often canceling plans with friends and family to work on projects. She had also neglected her own mental health, never taking the time to relax or de-stress. One day, Jane's body gave out. She collapsed at work and was rushed to the hospital. The doctors diagnosed her with severe burnout and recommended that she take time off from work to focus on her mental and physical health. At first, Jane resisted. She felt like she was letting her colleagues and company down by taking time off, but eventually she realized that her health was more important than her job. During her time off, Jane learned to prioritize her mental health and physical well-being. She started practicing meditation, took up a hobby she had always wanted to try, and spent more time with her friends and family. When Jane returned to work, she was a changed woman. She still had her high-functioning personality, but she had learned to balance it with self-care and a healthier approach to work. She had no longer sacrificed her personal life for her career, and she was able to enjoy her successes without constantly trying to be perfect. Jane's story is a reminder that being high-functioning is not always a positive thing. It's important to prioritize our mental and physical health and to find a healthy balance between our work and personal lives. Beneath the surface of what Jane experienced, and I could relate to it because I'm also a high-functioning person in recovery. Sometimes insomnia and the trouble to sleep is something that constantly comes up. Situations like migraine and depression. And sometimes we are in the burnout state and just constantly on a roll and finding it difficult to hold ourselves back, to pause and reflect and recharge. And today, I really want to talk to us about tips around how we can stop, recharge, before our bodies give out, like we heard in the story around Jane. Some people have actually fainted at work. Some people have fainted while they were hanging out with friends because they had not realized how much stress has been retained in their body and also how depression can actually be reflected in our body, in our digestive system, in our guts, and not just not being able to sleep, but in all of those other areas of our lives. One of the tips we noticed is that Jane began to practice meditation. She took up a hobby that she had always wanted to try. And that has a way of completely changing her worldview. This stress has a way of changing our worldview because it changes our nervous system. And particularly if you're a highly sensitive person, that could really begin to affect you and start taking note of how your body behaves when you are in situations outside work. That is an indication that you should pause at that moment, prioritize your mental health so that you can find that healthy balance between work and personal life. Another thing I would like us to talk about today, as someone who has experienced that negative effects of high functioning, I understand how easy it is to get caught up in the pursuit of success. We live in a society that has defined success in a very generic way. And as a person of color, I know how symbols of status and materialism can be portrayed as being symbols of success. But here is the truth. Success doesn't have to mean burnout, insomnia, and depression. Your mental health is just as important as your career, and neglecting it can lead to serious consequences. Unfortunately, mental health is often neglected, and we only pay attention to it where there is a complete burnout or breakdown. So if you're experiencing things like depression, insomnia, or addiction, or migraines, it's important to recognize that these are red flags, and it's something that is showing that things are not going right. It's time for you to take a sit back and ask yourself, what's really driving me? I know it's difficult to take a break when you feel like you're on a roll. Book yourself into a hotel or resort somewhere. Take 2 or 3 days off. Use those sick days in all in your work. They are part of your contract. You owe it to yourself to recharge and reflect. Remember, success isn't just about money and status. It's about living an enriched life that is whole. Take the time to cultivate deep relationships that can go beyond the surface level. Your mental health and well-being are just as important as your career. So take a pause and ask yourself, what's driving you? Now, let's dive deeper into why we struggle with high performance and overachieving. For many of us, it's a cultural issue. We're taught from a young age that success is defined by a certain set of criteria, and that we need to constantly strive to achieve it, right? But the truth is, success is subjective and means different things to different people. As a culturally diverse audience that I know that I'm speaking to now, we need to recognize that our cultural backgrounds can play a big role in how we view success. We may have different expectations and values than those around us, and that's okay. It's important to understand what success means to us individually, and then work towards that, achieving them rather than trying to fit into a mold that doesn't feel authentic. So how can we redefine success for ourselves? It starts with taking time to reflect on our values and priorities. What is truly important to you? Is it your career? Is it relationships? Is it your personal goal? Once you identify what matters most, then you can start working towards those goals, and then redefining what success means to you. It's also important to surround yourself with a support system that understands and respects your values and priorities. This could be family, friends, or even a mentor or coach. So having people who can offer guidance and support can help us stay true to our goals and avoid burnout. In conclusion today, high performance and overachievement can be a double-edged sword. While it can lead to success and achievement, it can also lead to burnout and mental health issues. It's important to take time to recharge and reflect and redefine success on your own terms. Remember, success isn't just about money and status. It's about living an enriched life that is whole. And I want to thank you today for listening, and I hope this podcast has been insightful and helpful for you. If this topic resonates with you, and you want to have a one-on-one conversation about it, feel free to send me an email at mav.wholesomecounsels@hotmail.com, or just jump over to my website, wholesomecounseling.com, and book in a session. Thanks for listening. Please listen to the other episodes. Until next time, bye for now. Thanks for listening. Remember that relationships and family are like gardens. They need constant nurturing and care. Tune in next time to learn more about how to cultivate healthy relationships. Until then, take care of yourself and those around you. If you need some counseling support, make a booking with me at wholesomecounseling.com.